Silicast.
Selah. It means pause and consider.
With
John and
Phil and
Jihan and yes and etc.
Look, I'm just saying, you wouldn't want your mom to overhear this podcast.
Steroids for your ears.
This is what your liberal brain has been hurting for.
The daddy team.
The attorney.
Burnt pizza slice.
Russian tea.
At Casey's, we know you love creamer in your coffee, so we thought we'd cut it short for you and give you the whole bag. Surf's up, bro.
Oh, hey, no.
My friends that are my friends that are my friends that are my friends that are.
For our show.
Why did just run down, want to play? Locked it on private, try to stay. Maybe don't drink so much, and don't say bad words. And maybe you wanna go so bad. Why did you run down, want to play?
Locked it on private.
After scaring the dog
With all of your bra.
Podcasting until 3 a.m. Oh, taking all the videos down. Oh, too much content for you. Better put this behind a paywall. Mike from RTF. Put this behind a paywall.
Out to the audience so they can judge whether it's good or right or moral, whatever the particular aim of the interview is. And so you need to get that perspective out. And it's the same thing like I turned out Alex Jones way back in like 2008.
We got that one.
And then it's just Alex Jones gets some guest on there, has information that I want to hear, and then just stop talking about himself like for 20 minutes, and then all right.
Did you watch the first one or the?
The interview guest goes on for like a minute, and then Alex Jones interrupts him again, talking about how his bunker setup is the greatest bunker setup that ever was, and in Texas we know how to do things, America.
I'm Casey. Oh,
exactly. The whole Alex Jones impression. The New World Order's going to kill us. We gotta kill our babies. They gotta kill them. But if you go to the InfoWars store and you buy your Alex pack, you'll
stop being a liturgical bully.
Let me pause.
He is quite. Yeah, it's.
They're not talking about anything anyway.
You liturgical bully.
You liturgical. You ecclesiastical.
Phil, they said liturgical. You should know this.
I am back.
I will be vindicated. Sedep running away. Sedep running away. Run. Oh, he's back. Coward, you ran back. I know what you did, Sedep. I saw you run away.
You ran away.
Thought you could get away with it. No. Why did Mike... Wait, what? Where is everyone? Oh my gosh. I'm all alone here. Phil? Where are you? I was all alone here. Hey, mister. I'm all alone here.
So we got ordinary Catholic, and she's gonna tell us about
Yay! I'm an
why
extraordinary Fumo. Not ordinary. Boring.
boring.
Baring, baring goes the phone to 206-501-8910. Get your music requests in now. Call that number. It is not John Farrell's number who runs away. It is a totally legit number. Call that number right now. Let me say it again. 206-501-8910. Call this number for all of your music requests.
Yay!
Let me go do something.
Oh, I know. But this lady is going to cure us of our boredom. What happened to Detective Kyoshi? Running away.
Oh, running away. Let me do that voice.
That's what's
running
up.
away.
Hi there, Renee Ossie of Lowell, Massachusetts, and you don't have to pray the rosary every day. I don't. I used to. I ended up with religious scruples, which led to depression and therapy and medications. So I don't pray the rosary every day. So if someone's telling you to pray the rosary every day and it'll bring you peace, that might not happen. I have nothing against the rosary, by the way. There's a lovely museum of the Rosary of the Holy Family in Easton, Massachusetts. I visited there. Father Patrick Hayden, who is, I think he's venerable. He might be canonized, is buried there. If you see my grotto videos, that's the grotto that I show as well. I've actually prayed at the relic of St. Andre Bessette there as well. So don't pray the rosary every day, guys. Don't. Priests don't even pray the rosary every day. Priests will rotate. So like at this museum, a ministry they have there, East.
Hold on, let's see.
Hey, is this the 206 number?
Yes. Do you have a song
Can you
request?
play the Master Bowser Classic? Me upper test 2, E2, E2, E2.
Are you taking about this?
Please?
Oh, the Christian house is on
Yes,
the
sir.
loose.
Yes, thank
And
you.
she's hunting for another golden goose.
Thank you, bye.
Maybe she can find some drama to get some money with a disposition that is very sunny. Oh, I think that she will talk about weird stuffs. She just can't seem to put down that she has the cuffs of the man who left her behind on the cruise. Christine chugs the wine and just sings all the blues. And it's only Christine.
Hey, Bill, what did I miss? Say la.
Christine.
Hey, well, not in the middle of this classic. It was just
What did I miss? What did I miss?
that is a good line.
Oh, yes, negros, pero canela, que me llegan a despertar. Me importas tú y tú, Christine. It's only you. It's you. It's you. Oh, Christine, it's you. It's you. It's you. Everything is Christine. Da 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 da.
Massachusetts, they will rotate the priests.
Say la.
Like 3 or 4 priests there, and one will do the road.
Bill, what did I miss? What did I miss? I was gone for a specified amount of time. I had to go make a specific phone call.
Somebody requested a song on the hotline.
Oh my gosh, I love the hotline at 206-501-8910.
877-201. Da, 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 da.
Da, da, da.
Rosary. The other one will do the mass, and then the next day you can see like you're shifting.
Yeah.
Even your parish priest, your pastor, probably isn't praying the rosary every day, guys.
Huh.
Your
That's a great thing. That means that the church is saved.
No,
I
but
know
don't-
St.
but
Louis de
don't they have
Montfort
to-
says the opposite, but come
but-
on.
I mean, don't they have to pray the office though?
Yeah, but
No,
like
no.
they don't even not
No, they-
anymore.
They take turns with that too. They rotate the office.
Really?
I have no idea. Let's go with
Hey,
this.
Phil.
Yeah, they rotate
Phil,
the
I'm out.
office like on a circular table.
Oh man, I'm stuck in a book, Phil. What do I do? I'm stuck in a book. Phil, save me. I'm stuck in a book. Grab the book, Phil. From the screen. Grab the book, Phil. Thank you, Phil. No. The book's coming back down, Phil. Phil, pick it back up. Pick it up, back up, Phil. Oh. Thank you, Phil.
Pastor doesn't even say daily mass every day. If they live with 2 or 3 other priests in the rectory, they rotate, right? If it's just one priest in the parish,
yay! Priests not doing their duties. Priests not doing their duties is awesome. That's totally not sending them to hell. Yay!
It might not even bring you.
Yay!
You might end up with religious scruples.
Hey, ignore Our Lady of Fatima.
I'm a Catholic convert, and I pray the rosary every day. That's them. And I know everybody
Fatima doesn't exist.
Everybody thinks it brings some peace.
Fatima doesn't exist, guys.
Not me,
The
I guess.
rosary promises.
I ended up
promises.
with religious scruples. I just meditated
say
on the
law,
problem.
Phil.
I wasn't actually working on the problem.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Phil, I'm not the problem is praying the rosary every day. I'm not a problem. I'm scrupulous, which originates from self, pride, and ego. But I'm not the problem. It's all those evil trads who parrot what the saints say.
But it was a problem I couldn't really even.
Okay. Now let's see. What were the comments made?
Yay! I can't see. I can't read, but
great advice. I've never prayed a daily rosary, not for long at least. I do love the rosary and enjoy it mostly for group settings or for evening walks, like Sedep.
Bonk, 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 bonk. I'm, of course, bonking my head in approval.
Priest
wow,
pray-
this is so great.
Wait a second. I didn't see this one. Priests pray the divine office every day. The rosary is akin to this for the laity. Nowhere suggests that. And I say...
Wait. Phil, did she actually say that's wrong?
Yeah, she said nowhere suggests that.
Literally, saints said that, but hey, she's right, because woman.
No, wait, and she goes, and I say that with the Son that created a Mary garden with a rosary footpath for his Eagle Scout project. I say it as someone who was confirmed by Marcel
Lefebvre. I was confirmed by Michael Voris. Yay!
Nowhere. Why do you think there's 150 Aves? Your son doing an Eagle project is not a source. Read the actual history.
Say law, Phil. Say law.
Huh?
Phil, when a woman speaks, listen.
Yes, I agree.
Thank you. I'm so important.
We're literate. We can read. Reciting 150 Aves were for when the laity were illiterate and didn't have access. I have no use for rosary cultists.
Hey, Phil,
that is what some have perverted the prayer for.
Hey, Phil, remember 100 years ago when everyone was illiterate and Our Lady of Fatima said, pray the rosary every day? That was only for the illiterate. If you can read.
Yeah.
Hey, if you can read, don't pray. That's what I learned today. If you can read, you don't have to pray. Nick Carbongos taught me this.
What's better than praying?
Reading. Oh boy, I can't wait to read a book. So important.
I read 150 passages from the Summa every day.
Yay.
I love this book. Yay.
Okay.
Wait, that's hell.
And this guy's like, definitely resonates with me. During my college years, trad cath phase, daily rosary was really pushed.
in the FSSP parish in the U.S. I went to.
Books!
Some priests
Books!
envied me.
Books!
I didn't fall into depression, but definitely suffered a lot of guilt when I didn't manage to pray it or fell asleep halfway through. It seems actually quite tangential to the point of Christianity to really love others. As a priest over here in Slovakia often reminds us, many other religions have receptive prayers.
No.
What?
Many other religions? What? Have repetitive prayers.
John, shut up and stop laughing. This is a woman speaking, and
No, this
she's
is a guy responding to him.
Bill. You just transphobia.
Anyway, let's go back one, right? I think there's a second one too. So
Ooh. John making a crappy video.
They should remake.
I hate this video.
So this is the follow-up.
Great video.
Hi there, Renee Alcee of Lowell, Massachusetts, and the follow-up to why you shouldn't pray the rosary every day.
Yay!
So the irony,
You know what we needed? We needed a follow-up to that.
How about a Fumo up? Fumo up. Fumo up.
actually promoting the
Fumo
rosary
down,
in a healthy
Fumo
way.
up.
What I'm seeing online are people sharing the rosary as if it's snake oil. And the rosary is a contemplative prayer that existed for centuries at this point. People with social media and the bite of the algorithm that monetizes you into a polarized outrage mode of
the bite of the algorithm. Does she know what any of these words mean?
No, man, she's venomous. I wish that algorithm would bite me.
Awesome.
I'm using my computer, Phil. Let me type this up. 15 promises of the rosary.
Mouse, pepper stream, hit the like button. What does that mean?
Hey, Phil, I'm
using
the computer. Wow.
Yeah. The bites talk to me in between my lunch break. Yes.
I'm reading these 15 promises of the rosary, and I realized it's a woman speaking. She's even smarter. Bark, 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 bark.
Noia. I'm so obsessed with things like Fatima. And Fatima is a private revelation in which you do not have to follow.
Now, usually,
and when I'm looking at this apostle.
Now, of course, she is a woman, but the church does kind of teach, like if the Pope's approved of it, and we have belief in it, you kind of have to infallibly believe in it if it's most likely true, but she's a woman, so chat, she's right. That's right.
Lies.
Believe all women apparitions.
Yes. Actually, she's more infallible than Our Lady herself, I guess. I'm not even going to say that joke because it's blasphemous.
I once followed Fatima, but she called the police on me.
Holistic letter. I just butcher that. I don't really care.
I'm a Novus Ordo. I blaspheme what saints believe.
There's one footnote about Fatima.
And
it's basically reminding us that Fatima is a private revelation. And even though there might be some authority where the church acknowledges that, I'm not bound by Fatima. I'm not bound by Fatima, guys. And neither are you. If you are encouraged by Fatima in a healthy way to pray the rosary, rosary.
I wish Fatima would bound me.
John says no making jokes because this is a blasphemous position.
But this is literal sin. Wait.
This is.
It's not divine revelation. It's
I can't even.
Revelation.
Yeah. Private revelation isn't binding, even if saints basically say it is, especially like things like Fatima. But it's a
Fatima.
woman. It's a woman.
This Fatima thing's really a fad.
You know what I realized, AP? The mystery of faith is just private revelation we accept, so it should be thrown out.
That's pretty good.
It's a devotion
Yeah.
our Lord wants besides the devotion of His Sacred Heart. This chick is crazy. Yes, and by
She
the way,
is? No, she's a woman.
Happy feast day, the Sacred Heart.
Yay.
Hi, I'm a Catholic. I make blasphemous videos on feast days, weirdly.
Yay!
Seems completely
That's
normal.
absolutely.
I'm sure she's not on the way to hell at all.
Yay.
Fine.
How dare you judge her intention, Detective Kyoshi?
I'm not. She's a woman, so she's right. Also, baseball.
I'm not bound by it, said a Protestant. Fadimu.
Fadimu?
Yes, there's been a great influence by the authoritative recognition of Fatima. Again, this is in 2002 for YouTube channels where they can pile up all those Marian apparitions to the point
Marine
of
apparitions?
It's a cult, right?
Marine?
Selah,
yeah.
What is there even else to do other than the rosary? Like you have the monthly devotions and a few litanies.
Yeah.
And you have saints, but then you have like tons of different types of rosaries.
Said AP, I do the 5-minute theology of the body session devotion.
Is that the one that Nick Herbongos does daily?
Yes. But that one is binding on me, so I have to do it every day.
Her devotion is making YouTube videos. Yay!
That's
Faduma.
right.
I'm no expert, but I've never heard it pronounced like that. Just saying. Yeah, that's the joke.
Fatima becomes a cult on that.
Wait,
Not
there's three
offline.
different people watching this stream. That's not us.
What?
We're
Yay!
famous. We're famous.
John's sister watches now. I have no clue why.
Oh, we got family members watching?
I
She needs
know.
information for the intervention coming
Yeah.
up.
Do we have
Yeah.
Do we have Mama Said AP watching?
She's in the other room.
Mama said AP, or the mama of the said AP Discord lives with my sister. That one, Fumo.
Inside joke being explained. Yay!
Yay.
I'm a
Some few-
woman, Phil.
Some few groups.
Yeah, I know. Believe all women. All right, play.
So let's go to the footnote. It is well known and bears repeating that the private revelations are not the same as public revelations, which is binding on the whole church. It is the task of the magisterium to discern and recognize the authenticity of private revelations for the piety and faithful. So Fatima apparitions are not binding. You can still pray the rosary. The rosary is not
Oh, I can?
directly connected to actually like some sort of
Wait, I
cult
thought we were-
worship of Fatima, which is what I'm seeing online.
Did you know we can still pray it, even though she told us we didn't have to? If we
Yeah, I
wanted
thought the
to?
point of this video was to never pray again.
That's
Like,
right.
That
Ooh,
praying
the
isn't
rundown is
mandatory.
banning people?
It's not public revelation that I have to pray. Right?
Sorry.
True.
Had at the time in 2003, and I had gone from trained to be a communist in public
back.
now that the powers that shouldn't be have moved against you, but it's like so many things. The intelligence, like I remember in 2003 watching Fox News, and
whatever.
CNN, and mobile,
which gets millions of views, just like your
Selah.
prophecies.
Phil, it's time for a music break. If you want a request, call
Oh, for the chat.
216
Okay.
501
Let me look.
8910. Song request, song request. Da, 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 da,
Okay.
da, da.
So
Can we play the My Friend song?
No, that's for Saturday Selah session. That's
Aw.
for when we go over in the Nick video, no?
I'm so sad.
Okay, we'll play it then. All right,
My
let's.
frown is upside down because of you, Phil.
Yay! Okay, so I'm looking at the rundown. So let's go up a bit here. Okay, we're not going to tolerate. Oh, SS. Why do you guys hate SS so much? He's just. Yeah, he says
When is
stupid
that?
stuff, but who doesn't?
True. Women
All right.
say all the right stuff, Phil. So that's
I
just
think you're
wrong.
right.
Believe all women.
People talk
Believe
about
all women.
cleaning their teeth.
People talk about brushing their teeth. Brushing. It clearly says brushing.
Let's hear that you're doing, Christine. All right, yay.
It clearly says brushing your
It's
teeth,
sort of a
not
French
cleaning.
song. All right, let's see.
My friend. My
My
friend.
friend, your videos.
My friends.
My friend, my friend.
My friend. My friend. My friend.
My friend.
Yay!
My friend. My
Friend.
friend. My friend.
My friends just My friends, this is
My
My
friend.
friend.
My friend.
My friend. My friend. My friend. My friend. My friend. My friend. My friend. My friend. My friend. My friend.
Hey, Phil.
Yeah.
This is abundant hypocrisy.
Did you get any text messages,
This is
by the way?
Yeah,
I
I
heard
did.
something's happening.
How can we look at this and
Looks
say
like
that
Nick
this statement
Herbongo's
right
mom
here
is trying
is
to
a Catholic
contact
statement?
me.
Yeah.
We cannot, my friends, say.
Oh, I have to
and
leave
here's the-
right now for some reason.
Okay, now where's that lady's thing? Oh, hold on. I gotta answer this. Hello.
Bill Gonzalez?
Yes.
I am Nico Cobango's mother.
Oh, hi, Nick Herbongo's mother. How are you doing?
I am doing great. I just want to thank you. My son, for years he always says, my friends. And I look and I say, you have no friends. Two tienes, no amigos. And he says, my friends, mi amigos. I say, no, son, no. And I want to thank you for exposing. I know sometimes he deliberately 5 minutes a day says, my friends, my friends, my friends.
He gets really excited.
But I would like to thank you. Yes. And then I tell him, no, son, but ever since he watched Salacast, which I caught him doing in private, I see he stopped doing it. Now, recently in last video, he said, my friends again, but hey, we all struggle with vices like that. And yes, he also has that 5 minutes of screen time he uses on like some private browser. I have no idea what he's doing, Phil. No clue. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Sedep.
All right, Miss Bonzos.
Hasta luego, or whatever they say.
Or whatever they say.
As we see in Spain. Okay. No say me friends and have no friends.
As they say in Texas.
Also, say hello to Detective Koichi. She's not very funny.
I think I have a short video from one of those amigos.
Remember being an accountability partner for a friend whose web browsing history was emailed to me through a program called Covenant Eyes. I noticed that when he looked at pornography, it was usually in short 1 to 2 minute episodes.
Hey, Phil, did I miss anything, Phil? Phil, did I miss anything?
You missed Miss Carbongo.
Oh, man. Man, did she say anything important?
Just like really gossiping about her son. It really made me feel uncomfortable. But anyway, let's continue on with this lady because
Praying the Rosie's not a
he attacks our good friend John of annulment proof.
precept of the Catholic Church. What is a precept of the Catholic Church is being a part of a parish community and giving to that parish community whatever gifts and talents, volunteering, that you may be. So, yeah. So imagine you would think of a Catholic with the graces of God. You would think a Catholic with the rosary and all those graces from God would immediately recognize from the first 15 seconds saying, oh gosh, that's not good, Renee. I agree with, like, if it's not working for you, please, yes, stop and get help. You would think a good Catholic with the graces of God would do that, right? Like, I made it straight out the first 15 seconds. I ended up with a religious group.
Sometimes when I'm in the middle of saying the Our Father prayer, I was like, I have to stop and get help. This isn't working. It's not working. The magic isn't.
It's like, he's like, in the name. I mean, like, isn't it the whole point of praying for the help? They're like, oh, hell, man, what am I doing here? You just keep praying. That's what you're supposed to be, to keep praying. Like, I can't pray anymore. Keep praying. I need help. I can't pray. Keep praying. What's wrong? That is the help.
And I think anybody who is deeply religious has to be on the lookout for religious scruples, because when it happens, you don't recognize it because you do have a healthy prayer. And then something happens.
Stop being rude to the woman.
You're like, well, I've never had, like anything like this happen before. So when a ratio of 50-50 for people, I know I don't get a lot of videos on my channel. Views, no views. But when I get a 50 ratio, if you are really praying the rosary every day, would you really you would think you would have the ability to recognize in this video, I think I'm going to be a little conscious and not just be flippant and dislike it. You just saw the title, right? You didn't even realize, it's so hilarious, I was actually promoting the rosary in a healthy form.
What?
Selah. I'd like to promote eating. We will eat in 24 hours from now.
Well, you know what?
Hey, Sedep.
This whole time with Kennedy Hall and all the SSPXers, they're just promoting the Novus Ordo.
That's right. Also, Sedep, if you want to gain weight, you need to become anorexic. That is the goal in life. I'm actually promoting weight gain.
I can't be anorexic. So
you see, if you think like a woman, which means you don't think, it all makes sense. See? Believe all women. Believe all women.
Anyways, I love you all.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Nick Carbongos is going to love this video.
Does she do anything other than rosary content? 3 out of 5 last videos all rosary content.
I'm trying to hold on.
I think Insights does a great job at putting everything all in one.
No, you can't pray things away. You can't pray things away. Problem, so I'm just praying on the problem. I wasn't actually working on the problem. I really was a problem I couldn't really even work on, unfortunately, because I said, well, I can't really work on this problem, so I'll just pray it. No, you can't pray things away. You can't pray things away, guys. I learned the hard way. And I don't want to go into detail.
You don't pray things away. You pray for solutions or fortitude. Oops, I wasn't thinking like a woman. My bad. She makes sense. She makes sense. Believe all women.
Oh, the Christian Oz is on the loose, and she's hunting for another golden goose. Maybe she can find some drama and some money with a disposition that is very sunny. Oh, I think that she will talk about weird stuffs. She just can't seem to put down that he has the cuffs of the man who left her behind on the cruise. Things are the blues, and it's only Christine, Christine, Christine. It's so lamenty, Christine, Christine, Christine. May a bird dash to, in a.
Hi there, Renee Austin of Lowell, Massachusetts, and I was going to play the rosary today, but I didn't because of the comments in my 2 follow-up videos. I'm going to look at this image in a bit.
It's all their fault, not mine.
She's punishing God.
I'm not going to pray today.
Hey guys, I'm not going to salute the
pray.
American flag because of Trump. Huh? That got him. What?
Hey, liberal. Your brain is about to get a hernia.
Your brain's about to be burnt. Wait, I mean your pizza is about to have a hernia.
Your flag is about to be
burnt.
burnt.
Be listening to the Holy Rosary from the Father Patrick Payne Center in Eastern Massachusetts. They do a lovely job here. As you see,
Wait,
they
Eastern Massachusetts?
each have their own homilies.
You
they
can
share
meet
over
up.
days.
You
But
can
they
meet up.
come
You can
together.
meet up.
They pray the rosary.
Phil, you can meet up. You can meet up.
You know what? She doesn't seem like a bad person.
Phil, you can meet up.
Maybe we can go to a Novus Ordo mass.
And like you can get an annulment, and then like, wow. We can have a new co-host, Phil's new wife.
You don't have to do the rosary.
That's their ministry. And at most,
Phil
they get like
realized-
27 views,
Phil,
right?
What?
Phil realized his wife was right. Who needs praying anyway?
What is this all about?
And yet, you will get this demonic AI generated sloth talking about Fatima, talking about prophecy, claiming to be the word of God. This video got 340,000 views, and it's AI generated like word salad about the third prophecy of Fatima, and it just eats up the YouTube algorithm. So this is why I did not pray the rosary today. That's it. I'm going to start
It's your
with John
fault.
from Annulment Proof. And I apologize, John. I am going to block.
Wait, let me get this straight. Because someone else did something, therefore she doesn't pray to God.
Yeah, because Annulment Proof wanted her to pray. Because our good friend of the show, as a matter of fact, the host of the show, John Farrell.
The guy who runs away. I mean, not John, shut up. That's not the joke anymore. Whoop, pow. Okay, I'm back.
No,
Block
but I'm
you.
saying about
I am
the
going
AI
to
thing.
block you from my channel from this point on. And I'll tag you why. So I had this video about why, I suffered from religious scruples. I had kind of a breakdown. And I was like, I went to therapy and it helped me.
Say la, Phil.
And he said,
John says he won't pray the rosary tonight because when he visited home and said hello to his sister merely didn't smile enough. So he's not going to pray tonight. Take that, woman.
I think Annulment Proof should get an annulment and marry this lady. Everyone wants a lady that'll block you.
Yeah.
Your channel and write justice for John.
Justice for Mr. Farrell.
yeah. So if you know anything about John from Annulment Proof, he was a practicing traditional Catholic. I saw the wedding video from like 25 years ago. It seemed like a normal Catholic video. I thought like, well, these people should be in love and they're married. But if you ever watch his videos, he experienced a divorce. his annulment went through. He's very upset about that. He came to the conclusion that marriage isn't about love. This is very deeply upsetting, but I was tolerating it.
Our leader! Our leader!
That's the smartest thing annulment proof has ever said.
Yeah. Oh.
Right? And John from Annulment Proof tells me, therapy and medications are your problem. Therapy is spiritual direction from an erroneous source, and medication keeps you away from the cross.
Yay!
And post to him response, I'm
And
alive,
that's why
not
we
dead,
support
but yeah.
nicotine pouches. We love
And then
nicotine
he
pouches.
says,
They keep me
the
awake all night
rosary
long.
and sin cannot coexist. A natural family planning is sin. You know what? When I share such a personal thing in my YouTube channel, and that's your response, John, you need to speak to a diocesan priest. Maybe that diocesan priest can recommend a good therapy.
When I share something, you must respect me, okay?
Yes! Yes!
Excuse me, officer. I am sharing. Stop the traffic.
Ma'am, I can smell alcohol on your breath. I'm sharing. Listen up, Buster. I'm going to block you.
Piss for you because your content cannot go any further. You talk about annulment proving your marriage, but was your marriage even valid if you don't believe in love? Where you're consistent.
You mean if I don't believe in love, that means my marriage is invalid? Is that one of the stipulations for marriage? I don't believe in love. Like in general? Yeah.
I believe in love after love.
She's pointing her finger too. Yay. Do you believe in love after
love? This
love?
is worth waiting for.
On hating natural families. Hating the concept that God is love, quite literally.
This content was worth waiting for, just like marital love.
Yay! Hey, listen to this. 3 fingers point back at herself. Shma. Shma. Shma.
I was dying when I did that. Oh my gosh.
She needs some pudding. Oh, leave her alone. She's all right. Let's go.
Pope Benedict XVI says God is love, and you're saying a sacrament isn't about love.
She's saying Pope Benedict XVI said God is love. Maybe he got it from some place called the Bible. He's the authority.
Up until Vatican II, we didn't realize God is love.
It wasn't until Pope Benedict XVI said so. Fingers which are...
It wasn't binding. Hey, Phil?
Yes.
Scripture is just private revelation until the Pope declares it.
Until Fatima says so.
That's right.
Wait, hold on. We got one here from Candlestick. Shma. Shma. Shma.
Shma. Shma. Shma. Shmacast, the new Salacast. After Salacast, turn into Shmacast, where John, Phil, and City P say Shma to themselves.
Shma.
That's right. Okay. You know she's got one more after this, right? You know this is the last one.
That's pretty sad. And then when I'm sharing something personal, saying, guys, if you get into religious scruples and your prayer life isn't working, maybe you need something else. That's my response, and I'm going to have to hide and block you. I mean, people have been very patient with you.
What?
People have been very, very patient with you, John. But, I'm not going to tolerate that abuse.
Yeah, John, I'm pointing the finger at you,
Right?
John. I'm pointing the finger at you. I'm pointing the finger at you.
That her
City
first
P.
response to John was
Wait.
"I'm alive, not dead." It
I
literally
get
had
it. You were
nothing to do with what he said. She went 8 steps ahead in the future in her mind of a conversation she was imaginarily having with Mr. Farrell, and then answered to that what she was talking about in her head to herself. She's psycho. This is wonderful.
That's right.
wrong, sister, and that is why St. Paul admonishes women to be silent and listen instead of wanting to teach.
Whoa!
And I respond, I'm sharing direct church authority on the teachings from a Vatican website. So when I am sharing direct teachings from a Vatican website, teaching about the rosary is a contemplative prayer. It is not about Fatima prophecy. The rosary has been around for centuries. And there is a document from the Vatican in 2002 that actually states
I have zero reading comprehension.
Fatima, guys. You guys, it just eats up the algorithm of the demons in Fatima, guys. It's like crazy. St. John Paul II saying that focus on the rosary, don't focus on Fatima. Yes.
Didn't St. John Paul II, wasn't he a Fatima Pope? Like, didn't
Yeah,
he
for sure. Big time.
Yes, yes. He also believed in the shroud. I don't know what to say. This is just blasphemous.
Okay. I was just wondering. Wasn't making
We
that
at
up
the
either.
Novus Ordo love blasphemy.
We love the Novus Ordo. Yeah.
We will denigrate our own saints just to feel good.
It's been a little over a week since a car crashed into a local Baskin Robbins on MacArthur Boulevard.
Did it hit her?
Police say a woman pulled into the parking lot and lost control of her vehicle, causing her to crash into the building. 9 days later, beneath the rubble of the damaged building.
Oh, no.
Our Monique Davis joins us live with what city officials are saying. Monique.
That's right. Since the building is private property.
That's right.
Involved. They have to give the building owner an opportunity to demolish it. That's exactly what JJ9 LLC, the owner of the building, plans to do. The building owner's insurance company has made arrangements for their contractor to begin preparations on demolishing the building. City officials say preparation can begin as early as tomorrow. Officials say every engineer that inspected the building shared the same concerns of the building completely collapsing.
Hey, wake up, it's Thursday. Let's pray the luminous mysteries together. The ones recommended by Pope John Paul II.
Get luminous, 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 luminous, get luminous, luminous. Get luminous! Luminous! Get luminous! Luminous! Get luminous!
Has brought interest to the rosary. That's great, but that's private revelation. That's private revelation. That is not church teachings. If it encourages you to pray, that's great. But what I'm seeing now with online media like the Dr. Taylor Marshalls, who will talk about Fatima prophecy in World War III, and it gets them tens of thousands of views, and you eat up that demonic crap.
What?
And then
What? Selah?
Blasphemy.
Taylor Marshall takes care of bees. Have you ever known any demonic person ever take care of bees before?
Zero.
That's infallible proof. But Taylor Marshall is actually AI.
Said AP, we at the Koichi Firma Detective Koji Agency would like to honor you with the honorary woman role. For that amazing logic.
No. I don't have one.
You're too humble. You're too humble, sir.
And I post Vatican website. I post the teachings of the Catholic Church. And the response is this. You try to silence me because I'm teaching I'm sharing the teachings of the Catholic Church, and you're trying to admonish me as a woman.
Oh,
That's
yes,
pretty
yes,
bad. That's pretty
yes,
screwed up. I mean,
yes,
I
yes.
don't
Oh
understand
my
how anyone's
gosh.
actually Catholic
This
online.
is such a great point. As
A
a
lot of it
woman,
is
she was
just
a
propaganda of
love.
just, you
Hey,
know.
say
Did
law,
you say
Phil.
Phil? Okay, sorry.
The
Sometimes
Bible
I
never
cannot help
said
it.
the Bible never said admonish the sinner. It said, why don't you just like love me and like care for me and like agree with me? Like I
Bible
might be
doesn't
saying,
say.
but like it says love and care and like, oh my gosh, you're admonishing me.
It
I
doesn't
don't
say.
understand.
It doesn't say admonish the sinner. It says admonish the woman.
See, and that's why the Bible is private revelation. And when the
Until
Pope said
Fatima
God,
says it isn't.
that's right. That's right. Yeah, those Fatimists
Well, I,
believe the Bible is infallible. That's a heresy.
Yay!
We
they
all know
talk
that
about,
multiple religions have great prayers, just like the father in Slovakia said.
It's true.
you know, the perfect algorithm of these convert stories. And yet the precept of the Catholic Church is to volunteer and engage in your parish community. And instead of engaging in the parish community, they create these YouTube channels of debate. They create these YouTube channels of apologetics. They create these YouTube channels of masculinity and, of course, spiritual warfare. So, yeah.
YouTube channels of masculinity? She's saying with
It's
Tim Gordon now? She
true.
watches everybody. How did she jump to masculinity? Catholic masculinityism?
Wow.
Like, who are these people who are watching AI demonic slop? Anyways.
Ooh. You're like, you
People
want
are
some
born.
slop, kids? No. How about some AI demonic slop? Yay!
Oh, yeah.
I always, gay. Woke me
Always gay.
laugh. Woke me laugh. Be gay and grind. The motto, people. Woke me on the laugh. Gay. I always grind. Woke me on the laugh. Gay. I always grind. Woke me on the laugh. Gay. I always grind.
When I pray the rosary, it will not be for Fatima private revelation.
Hi there, Renee Alcey of Lowell, Massachusetts, and one day I will pray the rosary, but it will not be for purposes of Fatima. The rosary, centuries old, is for contemplative prayer, and I'm seeing this insane grift online of people exploiting Fatima for prophecy to weave it into some sort of bizarre conspiracies. And I made a few videos.
Now, a developing story. 2 people were taken to Memorial Hospital after their vehicle crashed into a Springfield Baskin-Robbins at the intersection of Laurel and MacArthur Street. Springfield police say a woman pulled into the parking lot and lost control of the vehicle, causing her to crash into the building. Fox Illinois' Monique Davis joins us live from the scene. More on what she's learned. Monique.
Say la! Wait, so the story is a woman crashed into a building and it caused the entire building to collapse?
But not any building. A wonderful building. Probably one of the greatest buildings to have in the summer.
This is a horrible woman. This is an act of terrorism against America.
Turns out she was working for ISIS.
That's right. Springfield police says the driver has a medical condition and she was taken to Memorial Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say another small child was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries to be assessed for arm pain. The Springfield Fire Chief Nicholas Zumo tells me the driver hit between the building's windows, which supported the building, causing a chain reaction and leading to the building being heavily damaged. Other fire department official tells me the building easily collapsed because it was built in the 1950s and it is no longer up to standard code. According to Zumo,
or religious scruples, sometimes you will have to seek out therapeutic help. You might need depression. The rosary might actually cause like something like religious scruples.
A big,
And that's not
beautiful
really
building.
healthy. You want the rosary, you want your prayer life to be a healthy, loving relationship with God. The rosary is a prayer, a loving relationship with God. And I pinpoint this letter from Pope John Paul II from 2002,
Saint.
and he talks about the rosary and his encouragement of the rosary. And Fatima is mentioned only once, and not as prophecy, but as a footnote.
There's a
It is
footnote.
well known and bears repeating that private revelations are not the same as public revelations, which is binding on the whole church. It is the task of the magisterium to discern and recognize the authenticity and value of private revelation.
The crown of thorns that Christ wore, they're just thorns.
They're also Notre Dame.
There's a footnote that says they were just made out of regular thorns.
Blasphemy.
For the piety and the faithful. So let's say the private revelations
Okay.
are true from Fatima. Let's just take that as
Wait a
is.
minute, Selah,
It's-
are we allowed to believe it isn't true? I think
Now
we're just
we're back
allowed.
to Harry Grant.
Okay.
That does not excuse the insane, bizarre grift. Now, if you were if you were Mary, Mother of God,
Selah.
Oh no, she's gonna blaspheme.
I don't know about this one.
This is going blasphemy, Phil. Phil, can we watch the waffles video now? We can learn about waffles.
Where's the waffles video? Oh, did you-
John posted it. We're going to learn how waffles are made. I have no idea why.
This is standard John. Like
I just
let's
saw
do
on
this
YouTube.
one.
Say law, Phil? This is private revelation. We don't know if this is how all waffles are made.
It's not a waffle, it's a waffle cone.
Unlike those conspiracy theories.
Ooh. I can smell that from here.
Placed, and now we're currently operating at a different location. Reporting live in Springfield, I'm Monique Davis. Back to you.
Bye, Monique.
Car, and the department is waiting on further guidance of how to remove it. Now, the Springfield Police Department says the building is likely to be torn down in the near future.
No!
No! Back to you.
Mortal sin!
Mortal sin.
A long way. The hill country of Texas is beautiful. And you can forget how beautiful Texas can be sometimes when you live in places like Houston, Texas, which is horrible. As Holy Roman Emperor, I will condemn Houston and have it emptied out. Just so you know.
Yay!
This guy is LARPing.
How do you guys feel? Do you feel okay?
After seeing Baskin Robbins, I think I'm depressed.
Do you guys want to carry on or?
I don't know, because Baskin Robbins
know,
news was
it's
so
pretty sad.
heartbreaking.
I don't think we're gonna go back to that. Wait, let me check real quick.
Let me
Hold
blow my nose into my hat.
on.
People talk about making their waffles.
What's that?
People talk about burning their waffles.
Oh,
People talk about cleaning their teeth. Burnt waffle cone.
friends, my
My
friends,
friends. My friends.
my friend, my friend,
My friend.
my friend, my friend, my friend, my friend, my friend, my friend,
This is
my friend,
My
my
friend. My friend.
my
My
friend, my
friend.
friend, my friend,
My
my
friend.
friend, my friend, my friend, my friend, my friend,
My
my
friend.
friend,
My
my
friend.
friend,
My friend.
my
My
friend, my friend, my friend, my friend, my friend, my friend, my friend, my
This is abundant hypocrisy, my friend. This is abundant hypocrisy. How can we look at this and say that this statement right here is a Catholic statement? We cannot, my friend, say, and here's the
We cannot.
Hey, if we keep going, we better react to Nick at this point. Or we can save it. And we can say live it.
You want to see this one? This one was from today, the one that was planned, and he mentions Knickerbongos. Do you want to go through
Let's
it?
go. Yes. Get to it. I want to see it.
But when you drive through the hill country, all you think is, man, I don't know. Oh yeah, because they banned the church lot mass and hate us. That's why. Okay, well now I know I don't want to. It's beautiful. So I took the long way. So it took me about 6 hours to get home, which is like 2 hours longer than normal. I could have taken the highway and been home a lot faster. And then I get home. I'm stuck in traffic trying to get through Houston. And I-45 South was closed down. They closed the entire highway because there was a woman there who.
This is a question.
Baskin Robbins.
Why was Knickerbongos at Sanctus Ranch with Trad Incorporated and with his father?
And Phil.
Intentionally crashed her car, got out.
Yeah.
That lady crashed that car into what? What did we see?
Baskin Robbins.
That's right. Woman.
And sat on it in a chair in the middle of a major highway in Houston, Texas, with a gun. And there was a 5-hour standoff.
Nick Carbongos did that?
And thankfully, praise be to God, she didn't commit suicide. I think she was
Carbongos.
suicidal, and the cops didn't shoot her either. So praise be to Jesus, even though it was 5 hours of complete road closure in a major city in America, nobody died. And I was grateful to hear that this morning. So
that's right.
Houston is just an insane place. But yeah, took me about 5-6 hours. I wanted to also bring up this other story. I wanted to put this other log on the fire. A wee bit dangerous, but I'm going to do it anyway. And that is this. Did you see this story out of the Pillar? Is Pope Leo facing a synodal way litmus test? Did you see that?
Synodal way?
Oh, yeah, I'm going too far.
I think I saved that to report on, but I think the problem is more.
I have back-to-back meetings. I can't find my notes, and I
Oh,
haven't had coffee.
I can't find my notes. That's us, Phil.
I think the problem is more people's attitudes, especially when we're like not even 2 months in. I think the problem is people's attitudes towards which are understandable after the last 12 years. But I think a lot of Catholics need to grow up and get over themselves and start reading everything with an assumption of charity and obedience to the Holy Father. And not,
I thought he was going to say the opposite.
Just
This
like
guy is
abuse. We're supposed to rise above the normal human response as Catholics.
Look at Anthony Stein's face, though. He's just like,
That's the most
don't you normally read with an assumption of charity that the person means what they say they mean, but when you read them?
No, you read that they mean the other thing. When someone says 1 + 1 = 3, you think, oh, you mean in dark matter. What? I was missing the dark matter.
I thought you were going to say in dog years.
No, yeah, in dog years. In dark matter or dog years.
And and instead we're acting like just children. I think we need to get beyond this and grow up.
Francis things I just saw a minute ago, reported on Gloria TV from a European news source. You know how they summarize articles, that he just promoted another pro-homosexual bishop in Spain. One of Francis's top men in Spain.
I want to see this guy cope, Phil. I want to see this guy cope because this is funny. This is actually funny that he's being challenged. He's like, I am being passive aggressive because I just got on the show and I would like to say, without naming names, that some of you have like 12 years. Active jealousy.
You need to grow up.
He's like, hey, Mom, the camera's on.
Not a promotion. This is not the first time. This is like the 5th time in like the last 2 months. That's why some of us got, because there's a point where it's no longer people just having unhinged responses. It's pattern recognition, and that's a problem.
Bill, zoom in on that guy's face. That is the most smug face I have ever seen. It's like insufferable. The guy on camera. No, but the guy on the bottom. Look how much more smug he is. He's just like, he's so wrong. He's not charitable like me.
You can't really zoom in stream.
Whatever. He just looks terrible.
Because it only shows your screen.
He's just so happy. He's like, I owned him.
He's so charitable.
His
He has so much
appointments
love in his
to the dicastery for religious life. It was like one good cardinal there. One pizza ball.
Advisors, because all of this gobbledygook language has got to go.
I don't think we're going to see it. I don't think we're going to see the buzzwords leave anytime soon.
The buzzwords.
That's what it is. These are buzzwords. Yeah, these are buzzwords. Synodality is the new ecumenism and dialogue and accompaniment. It's another one of those. That's clearly how he's approaching it. He's like, oh, it's a style. It's, we want to be listeners. We want to listen to what everyone has to say before we, go back, go do the proper thing.
We were assured on day one that because he's an Augustinian canon lawyer, that he really likes precise language and clarity.
Thank you.
And we have got none of that in like the last 6-7 weeks. That has just not happened. So this is why some of us are scratching our heads, because when you would start talking, you ask a lot of the Catholics who are still being as charitable as they possibly can be with him about what the direction is about synodality, and you're going to get a couple of people going, well, it looks not good, but we'll see. And then you'll get some people saying, oh, he's redefining synodality.
It looked not good.
I don't know how to look.
By synodality, he means, and then we do the Pope's planning. And so it
seems entirely clear what he's doing.
Yeah, he's a heretic.
Right, and that's
move on. He's an anti-pope.
So it would be really nice to have the canon.
I think the problem is more people's attitudes, especially when we're like not even 2 months in. I think the problem is people's attitudes towards which are.
It's people's attitudes. Why are you mad at your husband? It's been 2 months since you got married. He beats me every day.
Hey, Phil. Phil,
New
Baskin Robbins lore. New Baskin Robbins lore.
Okay, thank you.
We need to cover this. We need to cover this.
Thanks for tracking these things down for us.
Out of Springfield, the road is closed. 2 people are recovering, and crews evaluating an ice cream shop after a car drove into the building today. It happened at the Baskin Robbins at South MacArthur and West Laurel Street. The city says the intersection is still temporarily shut down. First responders say 2 people were inside this minivan you see on your screen. They were taken to the hospital and are expected to be okay. Meanwhile, the Springfield Fire Department says the Baskin Robbins took significant damage from the crash. You can see the front facade and most of the roof collapsed. The building and zoning department is evaluating it for structural safety. The cause is still under investigation.
Wow.
Last 12 years. But I think a lot of Catholics need to grow up and get over themselves and start reading everything with an assumption of charity and obedience to the Holy Father, and not like abused. Like, we're supposed to rise above the normal human response as Catholics. And instead we're acting like you know.
No, Monique. No news. That's what I say.
No, just children. I think we need to get beyond this and grow up.
To do Francis things I just saw a minute ago, reported on Gloria TV from a European news source. You know how they summarize articles, that he just promoted another pro-homosexual bishop in Spain. One of Francis's top men in Spain
but I
just
saw it
got a
with a different
promotion.
outlet.
This is not the first time. This is like the fifth time in like the last 2 months. That's why some of us can't, because there's a point where it's no longer people going unhinged responses. It's pattern.
Isn't it funny that whenever they can, the Treads turn it around? Whenever they can bully someone else for how immoral Rome is, they're like, "Oh man, what are we supposed to do? This is a pattern of recognition, man." And then like they talk to us and they're like, "There's no pattern here. I don't see. He just does stuff. He doesn't know." Oh.
Crews from the Springfield Fire Department were called to a reported car fire this morning. According to Captain Drew Pamonti, the car fire was reported on 19 Forest Park Avenue. The fire was extinguished with no injuries reported. Springfield's Arson and Bomb Squad is investigating.
And that's a problem. His appointments to the dicastery for religious life, there was like one good cardinal there, one Pizzaballa, and the rest were cardinals and bishops. Not to mention this, the elephant in the room of putting women in charge of something where they'll be making rules governing priests. That's a problem. I don't think laymen or even religious should be in that dicastery, except maybe as advisors to them.
Don't tell ordinary Catholic that.
Candlesticks gave us a timestamp.
Wait, Phil, I have a song to sing
We're
since
almost
I
there.
heard Pizza Balla.
All right, 121.53. So we're almost there.
Phil, I have
No,
a
no,
I
shut
am a pizza.
All right, okay.
Extra cheese with extra cheese.
Because they said Pizza Balla? Is this why we're
That's
watching
right.
this?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Sounds good.
Sing along, said AP. Oh.
I am a pizza.
Pizza.
I am a
pizza. With extra cheese.
From tomatoes.
From tomatoes.
Sausage squeeze.
Sausage squeeze.
Onions and mushrooms.
Onions and mushrooms.
Oregano.
I am a pizza.
Ready to go. Oh, I am a pizza.
Beyond that, there's a pattern we're having here, and that's the problem. Is we can't deny the pattern anymore. You can't keep promoting homosexual.
The Pillar
advocates
also wrote
to the-
about the Spanish Episcopal appointments as well. I'm looking at that right now. So it's not just Glory TV.
With extra cheese. With extra cheese.
We talked about this.
Oregano.
Was that Sanchez Ranch? That was kind of cool, hanging out with Nick
No.
And
I
we were
am
sort of
Pizza
talking about this.
Balla.
Like
I
we
am
want to be as
Pizza
positive
Balla
as we
with
can,
extra cheese.
as supportive,
Extra
obviously,
cheese.
as to the Holy Father. And I'm wanting to believe that he is trying to move.
What do Wall Street traders and Winston know that regular trade?
Extra cheese.
With extra cheese.
Tomatoes.
From tomatoes.
I'm not
Please.
buzzword traditional as much as Orthodox position. So if there is a confrontation coming between him and the Germans, maybe he's just
I
trying
missed
to
it.
be,
Okay, it's 122.20.
steady.
We were talking about
charitable,
pizza, probably.
not
Charitable.
122.12.
Oh, perfect.
not just Glory TV. But yeah, I mean, I want to believe. We talked about this. Nick Cavazos was at Sanchez Ranch. That was kind of cool, hanging out with Nick Cavazos.
The guy who does.
We were sort of
Is
talking
he a
about this.
pizza?
Like, we want to be as positive as we can.
Onions and
mushrooms.
One
Oregano.
that he is trying to move things back in the right orthodox direction. I'm not,
Thank you,
it's not just the
Candlestick.
word buzzword traditional as much as orthodox position. So if there is a confrontation coming between him and the Germans, maybe he's just trying to be, steady, charitable, not upset everything in the process. Maybe he's being prudential. And I'm willing to concede that. I want him to move us in the right direction here.
Selah. They've been like being active heretics for decades now, and they're like, he's being prudential. He doesn't want to scare them out of the church. He just wants to allow them to keep blaspheming God. But he's really got a plan for all of this.
Trust the plan, CDP. Trust the plan.
I'm prudentially lowering the global, the national debt. You're literally raising the debt ceiling, adding more debt. No. I'm actually reducing it.
Trust the plan.
What is this? 40 jets.
40. I get so tired of all the gobbledygook language and like a style and an attitude.
Gobbledygook.
Your Holiness, that leaves the door open to interpretation. And that was one of the big problems with Francis was let's talk away that everybody gets to interpret it however they want. And we're never going to clarify. We're never going to actually say anything.
One of the things you could do, honestly, we talk about wanting to put Bishop Schneider into this.
Phil, I was reading Richard Dawkins' books, and I realized he's actually not an atheist because I charitably read everything. When he said God not real, I said, well, maybe he means in the dog ear sense.
That's if, in a certain sense, it's true.
Yeah, and I'm like, Richard Dawkins, would you stop using other language and be more orthodox? I realized that every book is actually secretly orthodox when I read it in charity. I know that Transitional Thomist recommends 50 Shades of Grey, and I was reading it from an orthodox perspective. I didn't understand it, but it's actually orthodox.
Yes, it's hard to understand. Filthy sex stuff.
This dicaster or that dicastery. How about this? He's ethnically German and speaks German. How about you make him the bishop of one of these problematic dioceses?
Hey, that's a great idea there, Stein.
like the guy who just resigned, right?
That would really upset the apple cart, wouldn't it? I'd be afraid for his life. At
Exactly. Upset. Exactly.
Yeah, but you know what? He's a brave enough man that he's willing to publicly correct the errors of the pontiff. He's done this under Francis more explicitly, but he's already started doing that under Leo. So maybe put him in an actual diocese.
What is he talking about? This is mental, cope.
Is this the Selah podcast?
One time under Francis, he did pretty much say that Francis had entered in there. The rest of the time, he just danced around.
Hey, said AP, 1 is more than 0, and there's now 0 Baskin Robbins. No.
This is the real
Hey, Phil, can we have a moment of silence for the Baskin Robbins?
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes
That's one Less Baskin Robbins.
I love Baskin Robbins. 31
Leo the
flavors.
13th.
Only
You
30
took away our
now.
Baskin Robbins. You ice cream bully.
31 flavors gone forever. Demolished.
But as if God's hand touched and blessed the situation, the refrigerators never gave up.
That's right.
Our tradition of waffle cones will not be stopped.
Will endure forever.
Lady Liberty holds up a Baskin Robbins waffle cone.
Managerial competence required to be a bishop. Make him the Cardinal Archbishop of Vienna instead of this rumor of Glettler getting that promotion. Glettler was the guy who put a crown. I think he was the guy who put a crown.
How long are they going to keep the Schneider is actually a good guy thing going? Is it going to be until he dies?
It's like the Burke cope. Oh, we love Burke. Burke is so based. He only says things in private like a little coward.
The amount of cope these guys have, I honestly don't know why more people don't wake up to it.
I feel like Burke. I think Burke is as important as Salicast. What does he have? 10 viewers?
The thorns around a pig's heart in his cathedral for Lent. Okay,
if
it wasn't that, it was some homoerotic.
Like,
and
what
that
are
rumor
we
is he's going to
doing?
get promoted.
This doesn't make sense.
So
hey, Phoebe, you asked a
honestly-
good question. Phoebe brings up a good question. Does he really know who these priests
Say
are?
law. Let's skip it to what Candlestick said.
127.
55.
55.
There we go.
This is a brand new 2025 air conditioning.
Ready to go. I am a pizza. I am a pepperoni. Pepperoni.
I can't wait for our normal channels to go back up. The stupid commercials.
Part of every dad's job to do that. So for the same reason,
yes,
a president wants to
Say law.
get rid of MS-13 gang members out of.
It's like an abusive dad, just like Kennedy Hall says. That's what Pope Leo is like, an abusive father. One day he'll stop beating me and drinking lots of beer.
I love it. Like when we get to like a point where like, okay, let's listen to this thing. Like, anyway, like I was saying, say law.
Say law.
Like nothing was said. This is so crazy.
Out of our country.
Say law.
It's for the betterment of society.
Great point. Great point. Great point.
Great point. Great point. Great point, Phil. Great point by the podcast.
Yes. So, the two of them disagree, and it bothers Jake, the younger of the two. Yes. And the Stein nose lines were crossed on air.
Full screen.
And it disciplines the person, and hopefully they repent of their crimes or whatever. So similarly, if you got a Theodore McCarrick type of character like a Rupnik, for instance, the fact that he's still a father is still an injustice that inflicts a danger upon the faithful, upon the church on the whole. So clearly we can make examples where he should act decisively, and maybe in other areas he should be more prudential and careful, cautious even. Maybe this is one of those. Maybe you're right about that. But then why not speak boldly, forcefully, courageously, and help Father Marco Rupnik repent of his sins, which he's never done, and make public reparation for the crimes that he's committed that has created so much grave harm. So that's, I mean, but we're not seeing it. That's the problem. You know, there's a time and there's a place for bold action. And so far, the only discipline we see is on traditional Catholics who want more of the rich tradition and patrimony of Holy Mother Church.
From Pope Leo?
Has he reversed Traditionis Custodes?
The
Did
guy
he
is
stop
such
the
a
canceling of the
contrarian.
TLM in Charlotte or in Detroit or in Tulsa, Oklahoma? So far, no. So far, he hasn't.
Exactly. He hasn't addressed our pet
You're right.
issues. So that makes him, he's trending towards.
He's the Pope.
Selah!
And it's happening under his watch, and he's doing nothing.
CDP,
The
you don't even
masses
have.
of pet issue. Ah!
Ah! Okay, play it, Phil, and then I'm gonna say Selah 5 seconds later.
Hold on. 1, 2,
You ready
3.
About it. At the end
Selah!
of the day, the buck.
Great point.
Selah.
Stops with him.
Yeah, he doesn't have things to worry about, like, people getting bombed
Listen,
in the Middle East.
It's a tough job. He could have said no, but he said yes.
I'm
So
just saying it's really easy. It's really
Bag
easy,
it.
and we all do it to sit here and
Oops,
armchair
that's
quarterback
flipped.
this thing.
Did you say
Oh,
that?
100%. You're not wrong about
And
that. I've admitted
frankly,
that many times.
I think that gets no one closer to heaven, and it gets some people farther away from heaven. Is armchair quarterbacking the Pope? I really think it is. I think it's a detriment to people's spiritual lives.
I have to disagree with you, brother. I'm sorry, but I have to disagree with you. I read this the other day when I read the gospel that said, "Don't."
I love that. I love that Anthony is like in an armchair as well. I just love that.
But the problem is, we're armchair quarterbacking the Pope if we think he should be a Catholic.
Hey, Selah cast Armchair's other podcast.
I'm sorry, this guy is such a Pope splainer. Like, no matter what it is. For
He's
the
like
chest, he's a hard job. He doesn't know Italian, even though he clearly does. It's like, doesn't matter
Now,
what it is.
CDP, we of course realized that Francis was actually bad. But like, Leo, oh my gosh, the guy he worked with for 3 years is amazing!
Yeah, it's a miracle of wonderfulness.
That's right.
Gamer chair.
Anyway, Phil, I was thinking we should get back to the content because you guys just keep pausing it every 5 seconds.
All right. Selah.
You judge lest you be judged. You read the commentary, right? Father McKeevely, the Haydock commentary, Cornelius Lapide. It makes clear distinctions. I can't know what my neighbor's state of soul is. So judging them is harmful. I shouldn't do that. Unless, of course, they are creating public blasphemies out in their front yard or something like that. And then, of course, now I can. It's demonstrable, it's public, and it requires a public response. That was the commentary. And we are seeing public crimes being committed against God and against mankind. And they are coming from the same characters. They require a public response. They require us to judge them by their fruits. So that's what we're doing. Now, we want the best for Leo.
My fruits.
I love Pope Leo XIV. I want him to be the greatest of the Leos. It's up to him to do so and trust his judgment and all of that. And I'm prepared to do so. But, mean what you say and say what you mean. Because there's a whole lot of very confused Catholics. Many Catholics left Holy Mother Church under the Francis pontificate because of all of the vagueness, ambiguity, and what they perceived were bad choices, bad decisions, and errors on his part. That is a grave scandal to
Candlesticks. Where does he mention Nicarbongos, his father? What timestamp is that one?
We need candlesticks on the show.
We'll go. I know. I wish he would. He doesn't join, no matter how much I ask him to. So let's look at 150 while Candlesticks. I think he sent it to me actually. Hold on, already. Let's see. No, that's not the one. He says, "Oh,
Jake is."
at 150. At 150, 20.
The one, I think that's the one he's showing. Yeah, 150.20. Okay. So that's a little further down, a lot further down. We'll go to 149.23. Oh!
Anchovies.
Bologna.
Bologna.
And the pizza.
I am a pizza.
Order by phone.
Order by phone.
At 206-501-8910, you can order a pizza or get a song
Oh, cow.
request.
Man, oh man. He has gained a lot of weight. So pray for him. Hopefully he's doing all right. I have to imagine the stress has got to be bad. Remember how much weight Francis gained? Francis gained a ton of weight. Or maybe in the last.
Well, a lot of that was, I think, like water retention.
I was thinking it was stress.
Wait, say law.
You don't think it was stress? You think it was just water retention?
Still, there is proof from all of Pope Francis's health problems. Diabetes type 2, which is caused by being fat. His colon issues caused by being obese. It's not water retention. Literally all of his medical conditions are because he's fat.
I thought his medical conditions were because all the Catholics were praying the rosary.
That's right. No, it's because we didn't pray enough. You would have had a six-pack had we prayed enough.
Because that lady stopped praying the rosary.
Yeah,
He
Pope
gained all that
Francis.
weight.
That's right.
Maybe it's
That's right,
both.
too.
Who knows? I don't know. But hopefully Leo doesn't do that. Let's pray that Leo stays healthy.
I mean, if he keeps leading processions on foot, then
Wow!
he'll probably be able to stay in better shape.
Yeah, 100%.
We'll see if he ends up going back to that gym.
I think it's important for older guys to stay active too. What's his name? Nicholas Cavazos was talking to me about his dad, how his dad in his 60s is in great physical condition. And it's like you have to stay. When you get to be 50 plus like me, it's like you either work out or you die.
None of these guys work out,
You got to
by
get
the
in shape
way.
and stay in shape and try to keep a routine. It does not need to be an extreme routine either. You just have to have a routine. You got to keep after it because you could lose mobility and your health can start to decline, especially if you're in stressful situations. If your job is stressful, family is stressful, boy, the temptation to emotionally eat is high. Richard, good morning. Says too many fine meals at the Madison Hotel. He says probably.
Say law. Phil,
Angelique.
we would like to give Candlesticks a Fumo hug for being such a celebrity.
Okay, hold on.
Here we go.
Just puts himself up on the screen.
Here your hug is, Candlesticks. Congrats. Thank you. Oh, we have another food.
Hug.
And that's what you get on Sailorcast. Free Fumo hugs.
We're like, instead of buy me a coffee, we have a little link to buy me a Fumo.
That would be great. I'd buy Fumos. People gave Oh man, all $2 that Anthony Stein made off this Sailacast viewer tier stream.
Leak, good morning to you. Says Francis, weight gain likely secondary to heavy duty steroids. Oh, yes. Okay. I haven't thought of that. But he gained a lot of weight. Don Franco, good morning to you. Patty, good morning. Linda Ann Wheeler, good morning. God is still on the throne. Yay and amen. Well said. Patty, good morning. Angelique, by the way, says if the Archdiocese of San Antonio had been blessed with a holy bishop, he would call the Sanctus Ranch and offer them his blessing. Instead, the Archdiocese has created a big mess and concealed the good family and canceled a good family, rather.
Sedep, if Pope Leo made a holy bishop up where you live, the Sedep Retreat Center would be blessed. But JP3, in true wholeness, came to the ranch knowing full well how ostracized he would be in his pocket, but he still blessed it.
Yeah.
Right. Always, yay. Quote me on this. Laugh. Quote me on this. Quote, laugh. Be gay, grind. The motto, people. Quote me on this. Laugh, gay, always grind. Quote me on this. Laugh, gay, always grind. Quote me on this. Laugh, gay, always grind.
And layman's business. Yeah, they're struggling. Pray for them. Linda Ann Wheeler says the King James had all the books when first written. Yeah, the is that the Gutenberg version, or is that a separate translation? I forget. The King James did used to have all
the Gutenberg King James.
Back in the
As usual,
the King James was written in
German.
German.
Blog post says things much better than I could. But
what do they say?
I just posted it. It's an analysis. It's an analysis of the first 50 days.
The first 50. Didn't they do a 30-day too?
They might have.
So are we going to get one every 10 days or
maybe?
Yeah.
But this one basically says a lot of what I was saying.
Put it in the show notes
much better.
as well. Or everybody, you can go to Rate Chaley. Rate-Chaley.blogspot.com. It's a nice.
All right, I think we'll wind it down. I think we got it. That was all the tension. Very nice. Thank you, Candlesticks.
Sailor Cast is sponsored by Candlesticks Comment.
No, this is Schmawcast.
The Schmawcast is sponsored by John Farrell's enemies and female fans.
Can you schmaw the show, please? Schmaw the video.
They block him because they can't have him.
Schma.
I have an idea for New Beat.
They were displaced, and now they are currently operating at a different location.
Yay!
Monique
way.
Okay.
Yeah. I could just imagine JF would be proud of me. Now, JF is John Farrell from Annulment Proof, and he's a very unfortunate situation where he has removed all love from marriage. He had a very sad divorce, and you're like, I don't know what happened in that situation, but he has removed all of this goodness. Like, guys, you want this, right? This is what you want. You want nature walks with your wife. You want to...
Question. I don't. The question. Why and what was going on the Sanctus Ranch, and why was Nick Cavazos there? Hitchborn on the stream the day before said he was hit on by another guy. Scandal. What?
But we can neither confirm nor deny.
So this was maybe for her anti-rosary, or not anti, but she would have considered that, right? She would consider it like, you don't have to, whatever that means. Anyway, so Hitchburn was hit on by a guy at the Sanctus Ranch. Candlesticks. or just in general? I don't know. We'll play this while we wait for the answer.
Go fishing with your son and catch
No.
striper bass or what have you, and then cook it. And I have tons of fish in the fridge right now, which we have.
Nope. Out. I want to do Schmawcast. That was on Thursday stream. Oh, so yeah, that would be yesterday's. All right, I'll look at it. Let's go.
Let's go. Schmawcast is officially sponsored by Candlestick's Comments. Donate today at 206-501-8910. Send all your money to buy John Farrell Fumo dolls to replace his wife. I believe in Fumo love after love.
So, I can do a Control F here, and you said "hit on" was one of the phrases. Hitchborn. Maybe I should look at hit in the head with something like a saw. You guys hit him right in the head. Here, let me look at hit on.
White Sox.
There is no hit on in the text.
Wait, why are they talking about the White Sox who suck? Hey, remember when Pope Leo blessed the White Sox and they lost the game? Pretty funny.
Proof. He's not. He's an what did they call it? An anti-pope. Anti-pope. I've never known a real pope to bless a baseball team and they not win the World Series right then and there.
Oh, he has the timestamp for you, Phil.
Oh.
Starts in 37 minutes.
37
Candlesticks
minutes.
is the producer of this show, by the way.
He's better at this than we are. 36:59. That's got to be good enough.
This is really a troubling group, to say it mildly. Joining us this morning to discuss it is friend of the program, Michael Hitchborn. Michael, good morning to you. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, Joe. Good to be here.
Praise be to God. It's great to hang out with you, Michael, yesterday. Tell us, okay, first of all, we've talked about it once already. I think it was last week we had you on to talk about it. But recap for us who the AUSCP is. And then, of course, what like their party platform, so to speak. And then I want to know, what were they talking about this week at their conference?
Yeah. So the Association of U.S. Catholic Priests was formed in 2011. They're basically the last vestiges of the Call to Action Conference of 1976. There's not a single dark hair among them. These men are mostly 80 plus years old. But that's while that in one sense is a consoling thought, considering these people are pushing the most heterodox views, and they want to change the church in such a way that she would be completely unrecognizable. They want to level the playing field so that basically the church has no real laity or no real clergy. It's just a community of believers. They want to elevate women to the clerical state. They are pushing LGBTQ ideologies throughout the church. In fact, I have here some very interesting swag that I think that people would find interesting. A rainbow button here in the form of a cross that says "Love is love." I've got a little sticker that says, "Who would Jesus exclude?" We've got something put out by Future
Say
Church.
loud. Who would Jesus exclude? Satan and his demons.
He won't exclude nobody. He loves everyone. Yeah.
That's right. Yep. The Bible, remember, is private revelation. And you're probably, if you don't go to therapy, you can't read it.
And unless the Fatima says it isn't private anymore. Only private revelation can confirm private revelation.
Of their vendors. And it says, Future Church celebrates pride, queer theology, ministry, and joy. And New Ways Ministry, Sister Janine Gramick is here. So they are pushing a hard LGBT ideology. They want women's ordination. In fact, yesterday, as we were protesting, I happened to run into Father Father Frederick Daly, who is the priest that held that gay mass up in Syracuse, New York. And he saw my sign that said, AUSCP wants to ordain women. And he said, we sure do. And I said, do what? I said, ordain women? And he said, yes. I said, to the priesthood? He goes, to the diaconate, to the priesthood, as bishops, as pope.
Wow. Yay. Let that sink in for a second. They are not even hiding it, Michael. They're not ashamed of what they believe in, are they?
No, they're not ashamed of it at all, and they're not hiding the football. And they've got a lot of support from bishops all across the country. Cardinal Supich has been to speak at their conferences. They've had Archbishop Wilton Gregory or Cardinal Gregory. They've had Cardinal McElroy. Here currently is Archbishop John Wester, who is the Archbishop of Santa Fe, New Mexico. He's the Episcopal moderator for the AUSCP. And they have Bishop John Stowe, who is a member. He's currently here. So, you know, I see these men, and they're all walking around in Hawaiian shirts and pink polos, and it's, you just
Say la.
It's a
pink polos.
And you can get all that. Sorry, Phil.
Pink polos, like a certain Kennedy Hall.
And remember, you can get your own pink polo if you call 206-501-8910.
Yay!
Which John now has memorized. 506.
John gets thrown in jail for something. He's like, you got to call someone. What number do you know? I only know one number.
206-501-8910.
That's for annulment proof.
He told me he's a lawyer.
Unbelievable. They outwardly profess, embrace heterodox ideas, and yet they got a warm welcome from the Archbishop here in San Antonio, who said the closing mass for them. How are we, the lay folks, supposed to interpret that?
Well, I think you're supposed to interpret it as support. You know, many of these bishops and cardinals that support the AUSCP have shut out traditional Catholics. They openly attack Catholics that are trying to hold to the traditional morals and the traditional teachings of the church. Cardinal Supich is notorious for shutting down pro-life activities in the dioceses that he has run. So, you know, when they openly attack traditional Catholics and then they go and embrace these LGBT promoting, women's ordination promoting priests, supporting them and even speaking at their conferences, I think that we're supposed to take from that the fact that these cardinals and bishops also agree with their agenda to completely upend and pervert the church.
That's a tragedy that I think is broken the hearts of many in the church, which is why we're seeing people leave the Holy Mother Church over these issues. So we're hoping and praying that we'll see some resolution in the Leonine pontificate now. But so far, there's been no crackdown of any of this. In fact, this is something you said last night when we were giving talks here at the Sanctus Ranch, that let's go back to the sister at New Ways Ministry. She seems pretty confident that she has the ear of Pope Leo. Did she not?
Yeah, she was heard in one of the conferences. I was told that she stood up when they were saying, "Well, we need to make sure that we get in touch with Pope Leo the 14th and try and have make him aware of some of the things that we're trying to do and what we wanted to accomplish." And Sister Janine Gramick smirked and said, "Oh, we are." So she's indicated that she herself is in some sort of communication with Pope Leo.
If you're waiting for the right time to...
I am a pizza.
I am a pizza. Peppers on top.
Honestly,
Out of the oven.
Pope Leo, but I hope it's to the point where Leo says, listen, you guys got to get your act together. You need to get back onto the team. You gotta stop with all these heterodox ideas. So I'm hoping and praying that Leo is the one guy that might talk some sense into these people, because clearly they are off the reservation. You know, just look. You and
They're off the St. Deuce Ranch.
this brochure, their program. We talked a little bit of it last time.
Wait, say Lawville?
Like,
Yes.
They asked for a heterodox.
Yeah.
Here, look at my hair.
Your heterodox.
Hey, Sedep, show your hair. Ooh, heterodox. Ooh, show your heterodox. Oh, man, sad.
Oh, 5305.
Thank you, Handsticks. Thank you. Thank you.
What would we do without this guy?
Handsticks running the show that he's the only viewer other than Jihan.
approach towards these people who struggle with these things. Could it be it's because many of these priests themselves are struggling with same-sex attraction? What say you, Michael Hitchborn?
I think that's very likely. You know, the kind of things that we see here, it's not uncommon for me to see some sort of flirtation going on, whether it's between two priests sitting at a table together, or you don't want to assume anything, but I'll tell you, it's pretty overt sometimes. And the other day I was sitting at a table by myself, and I was just enjoying a drink. I wasn't locking eyes with anybody, and one of the AUSCP members took a look at me, and he kept staring at me, and I wasn't looking up. I knew he was looking at me, and I just kind of kept my head down. And finally I glanced up, and he gave me a little smile, a little pursed-lipped smile, and it was kind of creepy. And he just started talking to me, and he was very pleasant. But you know, throughout the course of the conversation, he started dropping little hints, you know, just little mentions about gay this, or you know, we need to see more acceptance of this kind of behavior, the you know, men with men and that kind of stuff. But it wasn't ever really overt. It was just kind of these little hints that he would drop. And you know, I wasn't really committal in the conversation. He asked my name. I gave him my first name. He asked what I was in town for. I said, well, I've got family in the area. Just being very vague. And he just kept talking and talking. And so then he said, you know, I'd like to sit down with you. And I said,
Phil, I think this has happened at Casey's. I'm a cashier, and the people, they come up there and they say, hi, John. And I'm like, stop that. And then they say,
name.
Then as if I'm a prostitute, they give me money after I have to scan stuff for them.
For services rendered.
Phil, do I need to go to therapy?
Yes. One person, he looked at me, and he gave me a little smile, and he said, "Hi, Phil." And I was like, "How do you know my name? You're wearing a name tag."
Yeah, and then I asked for his phone number for the rewards, and he like gave me the phone number. Oh, he's hitting on me.
He's hitting on me. He's hitting on me.
I knew, especially when he said, "Can you give me the receipt?" I just knew, and a bag. I was like, oh, okay, you think I'm special, don't you?
Run away!
But I didn't run away. I just said, have a nice day.
But in my mind, I was running.
Okay, there's a chair here. So he goes up, he gets a drink, he loops his way back, he sits down, he starts talking some more, and he's just very engaging. And
people at the gas station, they get drinks too, and they like ring them up and they give me money.
And I yelled at him, "Who do you think you are, Michael Voris?"
And he saw me the next day. In fact, said one of the priests said, "Well, you were just drinking with the enemy." So, and I said, I just started laughing, and I said, "The enemy." I said, "You don't understand. I'm here to pray for you. I'm here to pray for you because I know exactly what this organization is doing, and I know what you're up to, and I'm trying to help you to see the truth for one thing, but also to help you save your soul, because what you are doing is damnable activity." And
Sayla, I do the same thing. That's why I go to all those prostitutes' houses to pray for them.
I
can't do it from home. I
for the
can't do it from home.
prostitutes, and then I got mental disease.
And my wife tells me, "What the hell are you doing?" And I'm like, "Theology of the body."
Anyway, this was a very
She
good.
wants an annulment now.
Well, this was a very terrible podcast, as always. Thank you.
You mean a sailor cast?
No, it's a schmuckcast.
Oh, you're right. Schmuckcast.
So, everybody have a good night. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Bill is running away.
And she's hunting for another golden goose. Maybe she can find some drama to get some money. With a disposition that is very sunny. Oh, I think that she will talk about weird stuffs. She just can't seem to put down that she has the cuffs of the man who left her behind on the cruise. Christine chugs the wine and just sings all the blues. And it's only Christine. It's so lamented, Christine. Me part dash two, itu, inadimas ketu.
Yeah, the rundown stinks.
Pollos negros de canela.
We hate the
Que me
rundown.
llegan a desesperar. Me importas tú y tú, Christine. It's only you.
More like run away. Not run
Christine,
down, run
it's
away.
you. It's you. Everything is Christine. Da 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 da